No risk, no Ferrari. If you want to win the game of life, you have to be able to sacrifice who you are today for who you want to become. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that it's possible because you can create your reality. The perception that you have of the world, if you think there's only scarcity, there's no opportunity, that's how you are going to interact with reality. If you think that there's abundance, if you think that there's opportunity, then these things will manifest themselves to you. So you have to believe that you can, right? And the way that you believe and the way that you can get to that state, because a lot of people are like, I have a lot of doubt. So do I. I have it all the time. Even if at these levels, right? You're doing 7-figure months. Dude, there's people doing 8-figure months. That's hard to fathom. That's hard to imagine, but it's still possible.
Yeah, of course,
Is it difficult? Absolutely, but it's a mindset shift.
People stick to something for 2 weeks and then they say it's a scam because they quit. No, you're a scam. You scammed yourself out of all the potential opportunity and upside because you didn't believe. So if you believe and you input the right amount of energy and effort, anybody can replicate the life that we have.
What's the number one sign someone will never be rich?
Lack of humility. Humility is something that life teaches you through a lot of pain and through a lot of repetition. Humility is the necessary ingredient for you to develop in every aspect of life. You go to the gym, you're humbled because you see somebody stronger with a better physique. You go to school, you're humbled because you realize that you don't know as much as you think. You start a business, you get humbled because you realize you're not as good as an entrepreneur as you think you are. But when you accept that through humility, then you get to learn and grow. The funny thing is, the most successful and wealthy people that I know exemplify a lot of humility. They are teachable. They are students of life. On the other side, I have people that are broke, egotistical, and they have no humility. They think that they know everything. And if you think that you know everything, then there's no room to grow and there's no room to learn. In order for you to succeed in life, you need humility. So if you're not humble, if you're not willing to be in a situation whereby life can teach you lessons, then you're never going to grow. And growth is the essential recipe for success.
You have to, in order to make money, you have to admit that what you were doing before in life was wrong. People don't want to admit that. People don't want to be like, you know what, for 20 plus years in my life, I was headed in the wrong direction. You need to understand, like, everything in life and initially feels like bad reinforcement. You start going to the gym, you feel weak in order to become strong. You go to the library, you read, you don't understand, you feel stupid in order to become smart. The process of discomfort is inevitable. You have to go through it. Most people have that initial feeling, that initial lack of self-belief, because they don't understand that they have to be humbled first in every aspect in order to grow. So you go to the gym, you feel like shit, that's a good thing. It just shows you that you need to improve. Most people go to the gym, feel like shit, never go back. Put on an oversized t-shirt. Problem covered. No, it's not the problem, it's not covered. You need to go through that parallel problem solving. You solve it, and then you get the reward. Every aspect of life has it. The rich and the poor are both self-made, but only the rich will admit it. The poor person doesn't want to admit that the lifestyle that they have is theirs. It's theirs, they chose it. So whether you're rich or you're poor, it's your choice and you can change it. But just have the humility to recognize that you have to change because you're not hurting anybody except yourself. And you can, get rid of the mask, the hypocrisy, the mirror, the mirage of illusions that your life is perfect. Nobody's life is perfect. You optimize and you get better. When everybody operates like they're just students of life and they're just learning, then their life begins to change because every decision is about becoming better and improving and not about being right. If you don't want to be right and you want to be rich, then be humble. When was the last time you spent 1 hour, 2 hours intentionally thinking about what is the best course of action for your life? The average individual, they don't stop and think. They don't stop and evaluate, is this job that I'm holding the best opportunity? Is the current way that I'm operating my business the most profitable? And people just continue to do the same exact thing. So 1, you need mentors, 2, you need mentees, and then 3, you need to break the patterns of current operating system, how you're currently doing things to evaluate if there's ways to optimize. Where attention goes, energy flows, right? So where's your attention? That attention will willingly or unwillingly deploy energy, life force. So are you going to be expending your life force focusing on somebody else's life, dreams, ambitions, problems? I don't give a fuck about what anybody else is doing.
There's this hermetical principle as above, so below. Everything begins in the mind. In order for something to become real, it needs to first be thought, because thought is energy, and thought becomes manifested through action into the three-dimensional world, right? So action is what makes the thought reality, but it all works together. That's why Paul says, without what? Works, faith is dead. Because the only way that you know that faith is real is if your actions match to what you believe. Because if you believe something, but you don't do what you believe, do you actually believe it? Or are you just a hypocrite? So everything is in symbiosis. You need to control your thoughts, because your thoughts lead to actions. Actions lead to habits. Habits lead to behavior. Behavior leads to lifestyle. Lifestyle then what? Feeds back to your thoughts.
The renewal of your mind comes from action. Like, you actually have to put in the reps to become better. You can't learn from theory. You have to learn from practice. I think Brian Johnson said something really impactful that I heard. He said, when I realized that I wanted to live forever, I turned off my brain and I just started doing. And that means that he planned, he made the preparation, and then when it was the right time, he switched off his brain. Because if we keep our brain on too much, then we begin to wander, we begin to double think, we don't go into flow state.
Yeah.
Doing is where you go into flow state. But a lot of people never enter flow state because what they're doing is the wrong thing. So it's more so, don't take the first step unless you understand what your end destination is. The issue is people never take the initial time to plan the destination, to plan the trip, and to count the cost of what it means to be an entrepreneur. Like, the cost is expensive. It requires hours, tears, dedication, struggle. We never talk about what you have to give in order to get. You have to buy your freedom. Your freedom isn't free. You have to buy it. And it's expensive. It requires time, energy, attention. But everybody has those things. You just want to make sure that you're inputting the energy, time, and attention into the right vehicles.
But realize that an idle mind is the devil's workshop. If you create so much space and time to not do anything, then you'll find yourself getting in trouble. Get busy, stay occupied, work hard, be diligent. When you go to bed, a man of God should go to bed exhausted, fully tired out, not in bed jerking off, watching porn, because that's their default. No, that's not the process of a man. A man is designed to be productive. A man is designed to work. A man is designed to level up. So when you create idleness, laziness, and you create space for your mind to just wander, many times if you're addicted to certain things, you will go back to old tendencies.
If you want to make money, it has to come from not luck, it has to come from opportunity development. That development comes from skill repetition, and it comes from rep maxing. You have to go hardcore in your reps. There's an individual that talks about bodybuilding in a very philosophical way. He was a contender for Mr. Olympia, and his name is Mike Mentzer. And he talks about the way of developing a perfect physique equates to 3 necessary parts. And these 3 necessary parts apply to any endeavor of life. So if you apply these 3 endeavors of life and these 3 endeavors in life, any action that you take, you can master, whether it's fitness, whether it's health, whether it's business. When he says intensity, how hard you go at something. You know the time you go to the gym and you kind of half-ass it versus the time when you go all in. Intensity matters in business as well. The second one is extensity. How long do you go to the gym? Do you go 6 months? Do you go a year? Do you go 3 years? And then repetition. So how hard do you go at something? How long do you go? Duration, stamina. And every interval is how many repetitions, how much intensity in every single one of these units. Whether you emit that same pattern in the gym, in business, and in life, if you have an intensity, extensity, and frequency, you cannot lose. So go hard all day, input the reps, input the action towards a desired result, and the desired result is inevitable. Whether it's money, whether it's achieving a relationship, a specific physique, anything can achieve. Luck is created. And luck is created by repetition, and it's created by your numbers. We usually quantify luck as a probability that is very rare. So it's not that luck exists or doesn't exist, is that we can increase our luck and our probability of success by repetition, by the hours that we input. And to go back to your question is, okay, somebody wants to make money, how? Well, you can't make money if you suck. So the first thing you need to do is develop a service-based business or a skill that you can get paid for. Assuming that others have luck or that they have a special card or a special attribute that you don't. Oh, this person comes from a rich family. Oh, this person is this specific color, or this person came from this specific demographic, or they had these cards given to them when they were growing up. The internet doesn't care about any of those things. The internet democratized opportunity. It doesn't care about skin color, race, religion. It does not care. If you provide value, you get paid in proportion to the value you provide. And I think that that's the beauty that the internet has given us, is there's no more lying. The opportunity is clear for everybody.
Understand that there's a real world consequence to every action. Everything counts. It's the principle that I had to learn. Everything matters. Everything compounds, whether positive, negative, everything builds up. If all you're doing is being unhealthy, your body will reflect it. And if you're driving towards success because your vessel is the vehicle that you use to achieve your dreams, if it's not optimized, it'll take you a lot longer to get to where you want to go.
You chase things that run away from you. You attract things that are in your nature that magnetize towards who you are as a person. As long as you can attract things by becoming a better player, opportunities will flourish. So it's by positioning, which creates opportunity and luck, and it's by becoming a better player, increasing your XP points so that other people can observe you and do what? Realize that their self-preservation, which is what we all fundamentally want as creatures, is in safe hands. And what is success? Success is being able to achieve your end result. Most people will never live successful lives because they never have decided a port of destination. They don't know where they're going. They don't have an end goal. They're just like running around. They don't know. Well, you're making money. Why? Excellence comes from being present and doing the best that you can in the current moment that you have. If you think about the future, you're just preparing to have just your brain melt with impossibilities, with anxiety, with things that you can't control, because the future is not real. So I don't live in the future. I don't think about the future. I just want to do what I'm doing right now well. And if we operate with that same attitude always, then life will always give us the best present moment. I heard this quote once, and it says, rich and successful people, they are different. And the reason they're different is because they're willing to do the things that unsuccessful people are not willing to do. It's very simple. The equation is very simple. Imitate the people that have achieved the things that you want to imitate. You have to feel stupid in order to become smart. You have to be a loser in order to become a winner. So if you don't go through the trenches and understand that there's going to be a period where you're not going to get paid for your efforts, you're not going to get paid for your performance, you just won't. But eventually that will all come back and catch up to you. So you can't have the paycheck mindset. You can't be thinking that everything is going to be instant gratification. You have to build your value. Nobody cares. Reality check. Nobody cares about your problems. Nobody cares about what you wear. Nobody cares about what you think. And if you're attracting a certain audience that all they're looking at is consumerism, well, that's not the type of audience that I'm trying to appeal to. I'm trying to appeal to the people that actually understand that human values, integrity, character, desire for freedom, and the pursuit of happiness is the key to a successful life. Not what you have or what you wear or who you are. Dude, I know so many people that have nothing, and at the same time, they have everything. I know so many people that have everything, and you look at them and they're just miserable. I don't want that. I'm not falling for that illusion. If life is about pursuing and finding truth, why do we work? Why do you work 50, 60 years? Just to make it? My content is designed specifically for people to realize these things, for people to wake up, for people to have self-realization. You can't tell people the truth and then they believe it. They have to experience it. They have to go through it. You need to have your temple in check. You need to have your body in check. What does a man profit if he gains the whole world but loses his own soul? Right? So if you make a ton of money, if you achieve financial success, business success, but you compromise your health, your mindset, your spirituality in the process, you lost the game. So they miss out on so many things of life that you're like, well, I wish I always had this. No, you don't. You want to earn it. You want the adventure. You want the journey. You want the hero's quest. You want to unlock that treasure chest and wow, there's a surprise. If life is all predictable and you won already everything, then might as well just die. You know, you want to play, you want to enjoy, you want to be alive. Playing, you know, that's a good word. Play. It's like everybody's so serious. Everybody's taking the game so seriously. Relax. You're going to die. You're not taking anything with you. Hang out, enjoy, be present, live with excellence. And people will be like, well, how's this going to make me more money? Well, just try it. Just try doing what you're doing with excellence and you're going to win. If you're at a job and you do everything with excellence, your job manager, your boss is going to notice and he's going to give you a raise. If you work with excellence in your business, you're going to have more customers. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. Plant more seeds and you will get more results. Have a reality check of where you currently stand. Because the first step to solving a problem is realizing that there is one. And most people aren't willing to realize that they've been fooled their entire life because they feel stupid. So Mark Twain says it's easier to lie to somebody than to convince them that they've been lied to. And that's because there's ego. So get your ego out of the way, become a student of life, and level up the video game character.
You have to have a delusional mindset. You have to be so far out there to believe that it's possible. You grow up, people are broke. Like, I get it. Like, life isn't easy. But you can create the delusion of scarcity or the delusion of abundance. And I just decided to create the delusion of abundance, that it was possible, that I could make more money, that I could build better networks, that I could actually provide value to people. And what I tell people is that money is a lagging indicator of success. Money doesn't come right away.
Yeah.
You have to be able to put in the hours and the work and have the mindset of a CEO and have the mindset of a boss
To do so.
to be able to say no to the paycheck, because the paycheck is the instant gratification of your labor. The CEO is the last one to get paid. The CEO is the one that takes the risks.
To live in the future is your inability to live in the present. And people that live in the future are often unhappy. Why? Because they want to be something that they're not. Look at the past, look at who you've become, the progress that you've made. And if you haven't made a lot of progress, just be happy at the fact that you're alive, because you have the chance to make progress. And live in the present moment, here now, and use your time, energy, and attention, my friend, to pursue your goal. The wealthiest person is the one that wakes up with the least pressure on their chest. The one that wakes up and is like, I live a good life. You don't need a lot for that. You don't need a lot for that. Now, if you spend all day on social media and look at what everybody else has and you assume that that's what you need in order to be successful, then you're going to be mind fucked.
What was the message you wanted to leave out for the world?
I think the most important thing is to become the best version of yourself, to become and achieve your fullest potential. So many people limit themselves based off of what somebody else has told them they are, based off of the limitations of their parents, their teachers, their education, the system. But you can truly become whoever you want to be. And I wanted to push this message of hope, and I wanted to push this message of, if you work hard, if you are consistent, and if you dedicate yourself to a worthy ideal, you can become whoever you want to become.